Hello, I'm Stan,
And I'm Nathan.
and we've started doing these podcast episodes, which we're going to be calling Colour Me Intrigued, because I think it's mainly about films, music, things we're interested in. It's topical, and I think we're just going to be having a good chat, and there might be something for everybody in our discussions, but it's really just a relaxed chinwag.
Yeah, so welcome to Colour Me Intrigued.
Very professional. Please enjoy this episode. Hello.
Are we on?
Is this thing on? I feel like Blink-182 started gigs like that.
Is this thing on? Yeah, I can't remember. I've got one of their albums got a live song on it, and yeah, it literally starts. Is this thing on?
So, how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been alright. It's not been great. Not been terrible. Average.
I'd say exactly the same.
Average in the build up to the festivities.
Yeah, are you feeling Christmassy yet?
Nah, not really.
No?
Nah.
I'm feeling... I felt like I was getting there, and then recently, just today, especially at that Christmas lunch where I felt like nobody was in the zone at all. It was a sudden like, maybe I'm not, but we got the Christmas tree up, so
No, that's good.
we're getting there.
Yes, a lot of people have left it like really, really late. I spoke to my mum earlier, and she said to me that she hadn't put her Christmas tree up yet, and I was like, it's like a week till Christmas.
Yeah,
what are you
come
gonna do?
on.
Put it up and then
That's like 2 weeks.
take it
tops.
down like two days after.
Yeah.
What you can do there? Who knows?
Some people put them up too early though.
Yeah,
I've seen some people put them up before December the 1st. I think
Weird.
That's weird.
too weird.
You're being strange if you do that.
Yeah, too weird for me.
Yeah.
So you've come to me bearing gifts, even though it's not Christmas yet.
Indeed.
So what?
Some diverse subject matters.
Man, you hit me up with the subject matter. let's go.
So I finally watched the trailer for the Bond film. I realised after last week that I had not seen the trailer.
Yeah,
I'd seen the
full
trailer for the trailer.
You'd seen some snippets. What do you think?
So I've got a horrible feeling about it. Honestly.
Yeah, same.
There's like a
gonna
cheap
be like
nastiness to it that I feel like they've repeated from the last one. Was it Quantum of Solace? The last one? Oh no, there's another one, wasn't there?
There was a Skyfall was the last one.
Skyfall and then Skepta.
Scepter.
Scepter. That was it, right?
Spectre.
Yes, Spectre.
Fucking mate. Skepta's a rapper. Like,
Okay, it wasn't Skepta.
yeah. You had Skyfall, then you had Spectre.
That one didn't stay with you very much, and I've seen a YouTube video. I'll have to tag it, but it was really dissecting why that did not work in comparison to Skyfall.
No, I thought
so many pitfalls with it.
I thought Skyfall was the best one that they've done since Casino Royale.
Yes,
Casino
Skyfall
Royale
was
is definitely
incredible.
Casino Royale and Skyfall are definitely the best two that DC's done. Definitely.
Yes, I agree. And I'm glad, like I say, I'm glad he's doing another one. I'm really happy about that. There's been a long delay. There's been loads of problems apparently with filming it.
Yeah.
When I went to Pinewood, they were just taking the sets down. Actually, they'd done their filming for that, but apparently they hadn't done as much as they wanted to because there was problems with the budget, etc. So I am looking forward to seeing it, but I see what you mean. They've got exactly what we thought they would, which is the stereotypical. Now we're introducing a new 00 agent who you're supposed to think is total badass, but she talks like a robot. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I'm just a
British.
bit kind of like, I really, really hope this isn't going to be like the passing of the torch type movie.
It definitely
That's not what I want to see at all.
Can we all see it a mile
Yeah.
off? It is so obvious.
It's not what I want from my Bond at all, and
No.
like I'm not going to be misogynistic and sexist and all this and racist and all that kind of thing. But we've discussed this in length. Like, does Bond work as a female?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure. And I know that some
Jane
people are going to be
Bond.
like, oh, it should be whatever you want it to be. Okay, that's fine, but I don't know. Take a great female, Jane Austen.
Yeah.
What was the girl that wrote all the letters and she was in Auschwitz or something?
Anne Frank.
Anne Frank.
Yeah.
Can Anne Frank be? Can you make a film with Anne Frank and that be a guy? Can he? Can it be?
You just wouldn't, yeah.
Ian Frank? Can we do that? Yeah. I mean, if we can make Jane Bond, can we make Ian Frank?
Janet Bond.
Like, come on, I just don't.
We shall see. We shall see.
Yeah.
Yeah. The impressions I first got from it, I don't care about that girl that was in it. I'm surprised she's made it through to this next film.
Jesus
You know, no, the
Christ.
love interest. The love interest.
Yeah.
She was like a nothing character.
Yeah.
And they dissected how, when he's kind of, you know, there's that seduction stage. You remember in Casino Royale, who was it that plays her? She was absolutely stunning. She was amazingly confident actress, and there was these great scenes on a train where they're starting to get to know each other. And she's the one that drowns in Venice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She, like, that stays with you. This amazing sort of like love interest that might happen, might not happen. Then he sees her in the road. He flips the car 7 times to avoid hitting her. And like that was compelling. But what they did with the lack of eye contact when he meets her and the boring conversation they have just means that you don't really feel anything for this person.
You have only seen a trailer though, man. Movies are usually 2 to 2.5. You've seen about a minute of it.
Also, they did the same thing they do in a lot of trailers, which is kind of got a little bit overboard, where you kind of think, I don't think you should have told us so much. They keep going, she's got some secrets. She's going to unveil some secrets to you at some point.
Yeah, it's really annoying me that with trailers in the past, I don't know, like sort of 5-10 years.
We've been seeing that a lot, haven't we?
Like, I think the first one that really, really pissed me off loads was the Captain America Civil War one.
Oh, yeah.
And the only reason it did is because the last trailer they brought out before the movie before the movie came out in cinemas and stuff, was you finally saw that Spider-Man was going to be a part of this branch of MCU.
It was like this big, like, whoa.
And everyone was like, oh my god, Spider-Man. And I was just there like, if you've just got Spider-Man for your biggest movie to date, why the fuck are you giving that away free in the trailer?
That's so true.
Like, literally, I was just, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
And if you're a fanboy, you knew Spider-Man was going to be in it because you could have read it online.
That's
and
true.
you would have found out.
Yes.
But they just gave it away for free in the trailer. It just annoyed me. And then
they clearly maybe worrying that it was struggling, or it would struggle if they didn't show it.
And then the other one that's really pissed me off is I know we've discussed it briefly, but this new Star Wars movie coming out in literally a couple of days. I'm pretty sure they're having the premiere tonight. And they've revealed that the Emperor is back.
Yeah, just the laugh at the end of the trailer.
Yeah, but then they've released another trailer.
Have they really?
It's got more of him in it. You don't see him.
Yeah.
But they've
confirmed it.
He's got his little monologue or his little.
So we were talking about El Camino last week, and they didn't do that, did they? They did that quite well. Where we kind of, if you were interested, you could have found out that Bryan Cranston was going to be in it, but I don't think there was ever a he's definitely in it. Look,
there wasn't.
Come and see our film because of it.
Yeah, exactly. See, it's just kind of, if you've got a real big thing, like you've got a returning character, or you've got a new character, or you've got some big thing, why are you giving that? Why are you spoiling it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Keep me intrigued.
Yeah.
Colour me intrigued.
Colour me intrigued. The name of this podcast. We know that to be sure now.
Okay, so so I'm kind of looking forward to James Bond, but I'm a little bit sceptical.
They did the same thing with the Rami Malek character as well. It genuinely looks like this. It looks like you see him in a mask, and he's got to be mysterious. You hear his voice. You're supposed to be there going, who is this person?
And then they just
he
give it away.
sounds so evil. And then it's like, oh, well, it's Rami Malek.
Yeah, that's
going to be at the end of the film. Yeah. So
they just give it away. It's so stupid.
That. Like, I'm worried. I am worried. And I didn't see... There was a great moment, do you remember back in Casino Royale, when James Bond, they play on that martini shaken, not stirred line. And I think the barman asks him, he goes, do I look like I give a fuck?
Yeah, I love that.
It's the best kind of play on... We know that you know who this character is, but we're going to kind of bend the rules here. We're showing that we're not maybe going to stick to those rules, and this won't be like a James Bond you've seen before this. But with this one, there was literally, gets to the airport, Bond, James Bond. I was like, great.
It was so boring.
That sounds amazing. Thanks, Daniel Craig. So, yeah, we'll see how that one goes, but... less excited than I was hoping.
Yeah, I don't know.
We will look forward to the
We'll see what
passing of the
happens.
torch.
When's that out? I'm pretty sure it's like April.
Okay, we've got a while. We've got many more revealing adverts for it before then. Yay!
Whoop whoop.
So, have you seen anything cool this week?
So I'm going to put it out there. We've been discussing it for weeks. I finally plucked up the courage to watch The Irishman.
Wow, 3.5 hours is a big commitment.
Yeah, it was, and I did it all in one go, which I was quite happy with.
Yeah. It's a long old time.
Yeah.
Well done. Well played.
Overall,
yeah,
it's all right.
Ooh.
It's
not
not
a 7 out of 10 rating. Not even that.
6.5, I think.
Wow, what's
De Niro's
what's so wrong
De
with
Niro's really great. De Niro's so great.
when isn't he?
He's even when he does these shit comedies with Ben Stiller, he's still great.
Yeah.
Really, really
reliable actor. Yeah.
But I don't know. I wasn't blown away. There was a few things, a few nice touches that sort of reminded me of other Scorsese work. Goodfellas. There's one. I don't know if you'd know, but in Goodfellas, there's one sort of what do they call it? Like a sort of a Steadicam shot.
Oh yeah.
When they're going
tracking
into
shot.
the tracking shot when they're going into the Coco Cabana.
Yes.
They're going through the back.
Famous one.
Yeah,
we both studied that in film.
So they go in through the back. They go up, into the back of the what is it, a restaurant or fucking club, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They're going through the kitchen, everything like that, and the whole time the camera's on them and it's following them, takes them into the building. It's really
sets the scene.
Yeah, it really sets the scene.
Shows the power of that character.
Yeah, exactly, and it shows you exactly who this guy is.
Yeah.
They do there's a similar shot in The Irishman, and at the end of the shot, someone gets shot.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you who.
Cool.
But,
okay, I'm glad.
someone gets shot, but
I do mean to get around to watching it.
so it's quite, there's little bits like that, little tidbits. I don't really feel like all the characters are quite fleshed out. There's not, there's not, with some of them, there's not a great deal, of point in them being there.
Oh, okay. Right.
But yeah, De Niro, I thought was really good. Some of the, they do the whole age CGI thing now these days.
Yeah, so he's young in the film. Is it? I'm guessing he kind of grows throughout it.
So the thing in the film is it's basically like a period of time in his life. So when the movie starts, you see him when he's an old man, and then it's kind of like flashbacks to points in his life.
Okay.
So you do see him when he's really, really young, when he's in the war. You see him when he's kind of like starting out with the gangsters and stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, it just kind of goes like that throughout his life.
When is it set again? Did it not say? It doesn't tell you.
It probably did, but I can't really remember.
Oh, okay.
I think it would probably be like, I don't know, 40s, 50s, that kind of era.
Okay, cool. That should be good.
Oh no, when did... Oh, it's going to be a really stupid thing to say. JFK.
Oh, 60s.
Okay, so it's around that time then.
Oh, okay.
So it's around sort of like, I'd say, from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, that kind of...
I get you, right. Yeah. It really goes through a lot of...
Yeah, so that, it's 3.5 hours, so, you've got a lot of...
Okay, but the thing that, if it's 3.5 hours, you expect to feel like you really connect and love these characters by the end of it. That sounds like a real flaw if you don't.
There's one big moment in the movie, sort of towards the end, and it was good. I'll give it its
finale?
due.
That kind of thing? Big finale?
I can't really remember how far to the end it came.
Okay.
I'd say it was sort of like last half hour, something like that. But it's, it was really, really big. It was built up, and it was a really big moment in the movie, and you're like, "Ooh."
Makes it worth sticking around.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. But I just, I can kind of not agree, but I can kind of see there's been a lot of divide online. So critics have basically loved the movie, whereas a lot of people that just want a 2-hour crime gangster movie with Robert De Niro, they thought that's what they were getting, and it's not what they've got. They've got a bit more of a sort of, longer. I guess with Netflix, you've got a lot more time to play around with.
Right, and there's almost more happening than that.
So this movie wouldn't be coming out in the cinema.
Right, I see.
That's the that's what I'd say.
So
I don't think
it might be a bit of a film lover's film then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the movie as is would be. Yeah, I can't see that it would be coming out in cinemas as is.
Okay. I'm actually excited now because it sounds like the expectations weren't really managed. I think people were expecting another Goodfellas type film, and then you see it's 3.5 hours. You may be thinking Godfather standards. You're thinking, yeah, like you say, a big gangster film. Maybe it's not so much focused on that.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I think it's one of those ones that critics love, but then sort of your average Joe isn't going to enjoy.
And it did get amazing reviews. I think it was like 9.3 on Metacritic.
It's good. I'd love to say that I want to give it another watch to kind of
too much commitment.
Understand it a bit more, but then it's a big commitment to make. But yeah, I had like a free Saturday afternoon. I wasn't doing anything, so I was like, fuck it. I've been putting this off for long enough. I'm just gonna stick it on. I'm gonna watch it. But there was a couple of times I found myself waning. I was getting a bit bored in the scene.
Okay.
So I found myself getting bored at points.
Right. Which is one of the main amazing things that Goodfellas does. Even for a long film, it keeps you captured for the whole time, and every scene feels really crucial to the overall outcome of the film.
I will say for a gangster movie, I don't feel like there's a real. So take Goodfellas for instance.
Yeah.
There's a real. What am I trying to say here? They really focus on drugs and. Drugs, alcohol, prohibition, violence, all those kinds of things. Gangster movies really heavily lean on that.
Yes.
It's not what this movie is at all.
Oh.
They don't... there is violence, and there's other things in there, but they don't heavily lean on it.
Right.
Do you see what I mean?
Well, if it's not about those things, then I would have assumed they were focusing more on who the characters are, making sure that there's more... Yeah, it's sort of personalisation of the characters. But it doesn't sound like they're doing that, so now I'm kind of thinking, well, what is this?
I don't know, man.
It's just less gangster-like than you might think, right?
It's less... Okay. It's less of a gangster movie than what you may have been promised or what you may have thought by...
I now I think about it, your expectation, I don't think I have much expectation about this. I don't think I've seen much about it.
There was one trailer that I had watched a few months ago. I completely forgot that I watched it.
Right.
And then there's a scene in the movie that happens, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember this.
I see.
And the ending to that scene is fucking brilliant.
Ooh, okay.
So there are moments. But in a 3.5 hour movie, I'd expect more than just a few moments.
You would, yeah, for sure.
But overall, fuck it. Yeah, I'll give it a 7. 7 out of 10.
It gets a 7, okay. Well,
you've convinced me. Now that I've had to speak about it and think about it.
Starting to warm to it.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to see it, and I'll let you know when I have. I had a nice little segue, actually. We were talking about Goodfellas.
Yeah.
So I was going to talk a little bit about Marriage Story, which has Ray Liotta in it.
Okay,
obviously, the lead character in Goodfellas. He looks rough nowadays, dude.
Yeah, he's got one of those faces that I don't know how to explain it. I'm sure I got told when I was a kid that if you had really, really bad acne and you used to pick at your spots,
that's what he
has.
It
used to leave holes in your face.
He does have that, yeah.
And that's look, but it's really bad.
But now he's also kind of old, kind of overweight, and kind of just like sagging as well. And he's got fake tan and kind of like slick back hair still. It's a bit of a mess, to be honest. And do you know who he plays in the film?
Jesus, mate. Does he play the love interest?
Thank God he doesn't. Actually, Adam Driver from the Star Wars franchise.
Oh, I love
But, yeah, no, he's fantastic in this. Okay.
He's brilliant. Have you seen...
Let me just describe who he plays. The lawyer. He's a crusty, untrustable lawyer.
Yeah, I'd buy that.
And you can just see it, like white suits and just really look like a schmuck, like a New York schmuck.
There's a movie, I can't remember what it is, but he plays a lawyer in something else that I've seen.
Right.
And yeah, he is that.
I think I've seen him do that, yeah.
He can, he can do that.
Kind of
yeah,
was it Killing Me Softly or something like that? Might have been. The one with Brad Pitt.
I can't remember, honestly.
Something like that. I feel like he's a lawyer. Anyway, yeah. the main two characters in this, Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver, are absolutely phenomenal. They are really, really
Why do I feel like I've heard about this film?
It's heavily in the news now because it's getting such good ratings. Like the critics love this film.
When does it come out?
It's come out straight to Netflix, the same as The Irishman, actually.
Ah, right, okay.
And everybody says this is a really good film. The trailer on Netflix makes it seem like it's going to be more of your classic kind of, we're mentioning 500 Days of Summer, which I'm sure we will link back to a lot. But the way that it looks like a love story, but then maybe it's got some kind of strange kind of timeline where they're mashing up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's an interesting way of telling that story. Well, in this, it looks like it's going to be this, they're talking to a therapist and saying, the things I love about this person are, etc., etc. And you're thinking, okay. So I actually sat down and watched it with Mum. And after maybe a good hour of this film, you are left there very, very kind of on the edge of your seat, tense. You almost want to be grabbing the pillow beneath you because it's gritty and it's about divorce. When it says marriage story, you're being very missold in a way. Not to have a go at that, but just the fact that this is not a happy film.
You can't see my face right now, but I've got very puzzled, and I don't know. How would you describe?
So you're looking very bemused. I would say you're bemused by it.
No, I think I like that. I kind of like not your average not romantic comedies, but I like not your average romantic movies. Mm-hmm. If it's a date night movie or something like that, or if you're watching it with a mum, I like it when it's a bit different. I don't, your average rom-com, boy meets girl, boy does something to fuck it up, makes it up to the girl, they will live happily ever after.
What I was expecting.
Yeah, exactly.
This is so much worse.
Yeah.
This is also horribly focused on how America does things, I think. Because in a divorce here, I don't know if you go through the same hell that is getting a divorce over there with the annulments and being served and all this. Like,
I've really got much experience of divorce.
Neither of us are divorced, so this is.
But I'm fairly.
Luckily, you're not the person to ask this time.
I'm fairly sure that they literally one person. So you've got two people usually that have been married. If they split up or something like that, then one person will file for divorce. They'll do that through their lawyer. And then the other person just gets sent some papers in the post.
Right.
They fill them out, send them back. It's and I think it only goes to court here if there's a big issue,
like a disagreement, or
if
the
there's
lawyers are saying certain different things.
So if there's a big disagreement, then it goes to court.
But I'm not sure the financial commitment that you have to have. Imagine how much you pay a lawyer over there.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
I mean, I think there's a quota for one terrible lawyer in this, which is 10,000, and the good lawyer is 20,000. Just for their services as a deposit, and then you pay sort of hourly on top of that. Imagine that.
Sounds like bullshit. Yeah.
And there's a lot of that sort of harsh reality.
Yeah.
Of the things that would very realistically happen between a young couple. So the two characters, you've got Adam Driver as a director of a small theatre company he's kind of made this. He's self-made. And then you've got Scarlett Johansson, who is an actor, working for and with him. And everybody within this small theatre is like family to them. But you can always imagine just the premise of that, how like there's going to be some tensions. One person has got all the power and is directing his favourite actor, and then they end up marrying each other. So there you go. That's the synopsis of how it's going to turn out, is they're going to get a divorce. But so it's going to show you so realistically why those tensions arise, how actual people would handle it. There was one scene where I said to Mum, I was like, I handle things like this, where he kind of just bottles something up. Instead of when you're really angry and you're feeling like you've got into an intense argument, etc., that you should be saying, what the fuck, like having to go back. Instead, you'll just kind of go, all right, yep, All right, I'm leaving. Did you want anything? Like, you're still being like almost nice enough.
I can concur that sounds like you.
That definitely is something I think a lot of people do at one time or another, rather than
I've
face the
seen
confrontation.
I've seen you do exactly that.
There's a couple of scenes which are like that, but then it really. There's some scenes where it's funny one moment and then really, really heartbreaking another. So
That's
good
good
film.
though. That's what you want, really.
It's a good
I
film.
think you've sold me on that.
Yeah, let me know what you think. I think it was a little overwhelming, actually, with
really?
the kind of, just that kind of harshness.
Did you cry?
The other thing is, I think the comedy is very American, and there's a lot of like the lawyers swearing at each other, which I guess is supposed to be funny, and how like they'll be like really having a go at them, and then suddenly, do you want a sandwich, or something like that, and that's supposed to be like rip-roaringly funny, and make those harsh moments even less harsh, but it doesn't. So for me, the humour was going over my head. I thought it was a little much to witness because you almost come through it feeling a little harrowed.
Yeah.
And so I would say I would not agree that it's a 9.4, which they're giving it at the moment, which is crazy. I think it's a good film. Scarlett Johansson is ridiculoly talented as always.
Hot?
She's not supposed to be hot in this.
She hot though.
Of course.
Of course she is.
But she's so capturing and you really believe in the characters. But I'd give it maybe an 8.
That's fair. I think you've sold me on it anyway. I think I'm going to watch this.
Cool.
I'll let you know what I think.
Adam Driver as well. Good to see him.
He's always good. I saw him in what was that movie he did with Channing Tatum?
Oh, they're like
Logan
cowboys.
Lucky.
Logan Lucky.
So funny in that.
I actually didn't finish the film.
Oh, he's so hilarious. I love Adam Driver.
It was all right. It was a good chemistry between the two.
Yeah. Did you cry?
There was no tears from either of us.
When was the last time you cried in a movie? Genuine question.
Usually Lion King is a culprit, but I have had it. Feeling vulnerable, ill, Forrest Gump. That makes me cry. Just the end of that film.
Really?
Yeah, come on. That's a lovely film. I love Forrest Gump.
Do you know the last time I cried in a movie?
Go on.
This year.
Dunkirk.
Fuck off. No, honestly, I cried at a movie this year.
You cried at Lion King.
No, I cried in Avengers.
Oh, Nathan, you thought mine was bad. Avengers. Don't start.
Don't you dare say his name.
Oh, please don't die, Iron Man. I love you.
Do you know what made me cry?
What?
It wasn't when he died. It wasn't when Peter got upset. It was at his funeral. They start the funeral with his little light floating off into the lake.
It's done
and
very
then you
nicely.
go and you see everybody in their suits. Honestly, I welled up.
That was a beautiful shot.
Honestly, I got very upset.
I can imagine.
I got well upset at that.
I thought you were going to say the line when Happy says, "Your father liked cheeseburgers." I was thinking, please don't that be it. But I think that is at the funeral, perhaps.
Yeah, it is.
So
I like that.
Oh,
you're such
a harkening back.
You haven't got a heart.
Clever.
You haven't got a heart. You're an idiot.
No, I didn't cry at it, but I understand. At least it wasn't like because of the war. It was just so compelling. All the women coming together.
Oh, mate, that still grates me. Like, I'm not a misogynist. I'm not a sexist. I don't hate women. In fact, no. Let's just leave it there.
No. I was gonna say we've talked to other girls who have said this bit, right?
I don't hate women. I just hate that fucking scene. It's so forced. If you are, let's just play it for reality's sake for a moment. You're in a big war. You are not going to band all of your women
girls come over here
together. Oh, girls, come here, quick. Let's all get together for a minute. Let's have a quick photo. And then they all run off to kill people. No. So fucking stupid.
You're honestly. Not supposed to be here. You're a man. Go over that side with the other army.
I don't mind that the women are in the big battle. I don't mind that most of those women characters are fucking kick ass.
Yeah.
And I don't mind the fact that Captain America is probably the OG one of everyone,
Of course.
and she's a woman. But it just pissed me off. Like,
Captain Marvel, he means.
what did I say?
America.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, Captain Marvel.
She's the main one.
Fuck. Oh, look at that.
America's ass.
Yeah, everyone's going to complain about me. Oh, that's so misogynistic. Come on. But yeah, why do they all have to band together like that? Of course. It pisses me right off.
I know. For all the girls out there. Here's one for you, girls.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, other than that, moments I've cried in the summer. I don't think there's many. I think way back Titanic did. Do you know what a surprising one is? Click made me cry in the cinema. I remember thinking this is really surprising.
It is actually
it's
a bit
very
emotional towards the end, isn't it?
I was not prepared for that.
What else did I cry at?
Adam Sandler lying in the rain, Kate
I
Beckinsale crying over it.
I cried at something else. I can't remember what now. I think I've cried at 500 Days of Summer.
Oh, there's a breakup. I can imagine you.
Yeah.
Oh, she left me.
Oh, she's such a... Yeah. Honestly,
Just like her, you're just like Summer.
Yeah. If you ever go for a breakup, watch 500 Days of Summer. And then once you finish 500 Days of Summer, watch Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's perfect.
Nice.
Absolutely perfect.
Yes.
It's not a movie, but the ending to Scrubs.
Oh
Not,
man.
and I mean the ending with Zach Braff and the full cast. I don't mean the stupid add-on series that they did with all the interns and bollocks.
No, that was
like
awful.
the ending.
Series 8 finale.
Yeah, the ending when he's walking through and then he comes to the end and the little the tarpaulin or sheet or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he sees his life with Elliot.
Man.
I'm literally.
It was everything it should have been.
I'm getting goosebumps now thinking
I know what
about
you mean.
it.
We need to watch
But he's like looking to the future.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch Scrubs. That's it.
You're right.
That's what I'm doing.
Yep. I'm doing what you said and going back on Gavin and Stacey at the moment.
Good man. Where are you up to?
Like 2 episodes from where they've got on Netflix, which is series 2, episode 2.
Oh, Stan.
It's just had the
Where are
announcement.
you up to?
The announcement to Smithy that I'm pregnant and it's yours.
That. What the fuck was that meant
That
to
was
be?
a
I'm pregnant and it's yours. It sounds northern.
Geordie.
It's yours.
I'm pregnant and it's yours.
Stan, it's your baby. No, I think we've gone a bit more. Is that Birmingham? Birmingham. Stan, it's your baby.
The Big Brother house. But anyway.
Smithy, I'm pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
And you're the father.
Hey, there we go. That's the one. That's what I was trying to do. No, it's one of those series that just makes you feel very comforted.
Yeah, I've finished it. I'm ready for Christmas Day.
Yeah, we all are. We're ready for that.
I really hope that it goes really well.
Yeah.
And there's uproar to make another series.
Yes.
Honestly, like I really
There probably will be. I wouldn't be surprised.
I hope so.
We'll see how it goes.
I hope everyone's up for it.
Yeah.
I wonder also how they're going to handle. The next door neighbour Doris.
Yeah.
The actress is dead. So I wonder what they're going to do about that. I hope they're going to mention it. Because she was quite a big.
She was in it quite a bit.
She was quite a big side character, wasn't she?
Yeah, always present. Yeah. There was this amazing scene where they've got there's like that couple that you don't really see. One of the actors is in, I think he's in Peep Show, and his wife are with some black fella at the bar.
Yeah.
And he comes back, and they're just having this awkward conversation because it's so obvious what's happening. He just sits down at their table, and everyone's thinking, "You're all right." Like, you can leave us now. It's fine.
He plays a.
That was amazing.
Oh, what is it? Oh, that's it. In Killing Eve, he plays someone in Killing Eve.
Does he really?
Yeah, he plays what they call a handler.
Okay.
And he plays Eve's handler, and he gets really violent in the series.
Shit.
He's quite good. Like, you can tell he's just like a TV. He's just a TV actor, but he's really, really good. And you haven't watched Killing Eve?
I haven't seen
honestly,
Killing Eve. I need to see this.
I hadn't seen it, and I think it was the 3rd season was coming out. And so I just smashed through like the rest of it, watched all of it. I hadn't seen it before. I thought it was so good.
Really?
Really enjoyed it.
How many series are there now?
Look, there we go. I've just gone back on what I was saying about women. So I'm
definitely
great
not a misogynist.
Yeah, definitely not.
I'm not, alright?
Killing Eve's basically just women, so I actually really like them.
Do you actually like women? Oh man. So what were we going to talk about after that?
I don't know. You tell me, mate.
Oh yes, I was going to say we never discussed Atypical, which we both watched.
Really love it.
Yeah.
Love the ending.
Atypical.
Love the ending to series 3.
Yep.
Such a wonderful scene.
I thought the way it was handled, the cast, it's just there's something really kind of, I think it suits the characters in it, which is it feels youthful, right? It feels kind of not taking itself too seriously. My mum came in and she said it's like everybody's just trying to be really nice to each other. And actually, there is a lot of that. There's like everybody's really trying to be there and failing some of the time, but they're all trying to keep close in some way.
Yeah, it's quite idyllic, I suppose, in that way.
Yeah.
You know, it's the idyllic world of some people.
So, do you want to give a synopsis of Atypical?
For the whole fucking 3
So
seasons?
no, just so.
So it's just about how a is he autistic?
Autistic, yeah.
He's autistic.
Maybe just saying he's on the spectrum. Maybe that just.
Yeah. So this kid's got autism, and it's just about how he deals with everyday life, pretty much.
Yeah.
And they, it kind of starts with him going to, they call it high school, don't they?
Yeah.
So high school, yeah. So high school, how he deals with that, how he deals with having a job. His parents are splitting up and getting a divorce.
This is it, yeah.
His family life, and obviously for people that are on the spectrum, stuff that takes them away from their everyday routine isn't good. So obviously that's quite a big deal.
Struggle with intimacy.
Yeah, and then obviously in it's the 3rd season, isn't it? That he goes to university or college, as they call it in America, and it's just how he deals with that. It's so heartwarming.
It is,
especially this season for me. The background characters really fleshed out, and
this is true.
They've all got their own story, which is great.
Yeah,
and they all come to like really nice, natural conclusions. There's still a couple of threads that you could go for another season if you wanted to.
I think they probably will.
I really, really like the way that they finished it. And his best friend, I love that guy.
Yes,
he's awesome.
Keeps coming back. Keeps keeping it light as well. But I agree. I think they did it very well.
I just love their relationship because if you take someone with autism in real life,
Zahid, I think his name is.
Zahid.
Yeah.
I think if you've got autism, in everyday life, it will be a struggle and it will be hard. And I think what I'd like to think that people will feel like they can be Zahid.
Yes.
If you've got a friend that he just treats you like anyone else, just treats you, like you are his friend.
Like it's
and he does, and and that is. Their chemistry together is really, really good.
Exactly.
Really interesting to know as well. We were talking about this before that that actor doesn't have autism.
No, this is it.
That not surprised me. I don't think I was surprised, but I was just I wasn't surprised that he didn't have autism. I was more surprised at just his acting because you do.
Yeah.
I personally don't really have a lot of experience in that.
No.
With that disability,
right.
but everything that he does just kind of that seems logical, and that seems,
which gives credit to how it's written and the scripting and everything. I think it's very believable.
I wonder how much he did for the role, whether he kind of
I do wonder.
Went and helped out or went and sort of. Met some people with autism and sort of see how they deal with their everyday life.
Find out. So what we did last week, we were talking about it, and we went and looked up his acting career on IMDb.
Yeah,
he must be older than he looks.
Yeah, he's done some.
He's
done some stuff. I couldn't tell you anything.
He was trying to be the sort of.
The love interest.
Yeah, the love interest, the romantic interest.
Looks weird.
Very
because obviously, because you so used to seeing him in Atypical, where he is just this autistic kid that he's just a guy.
Yeah,
really,
with struggles and insecurity. Yeah. He actually plays a very similar role in It's Kind of a Funny Story, which I showed you the advert for, with Zach Galifianakis is in it, and it's a kid who really is struggling at school in more of a serious way. Actually, it's a more serious plot. and then he gets into this kind of asylum scenario where he meets Zach Galifianakis, who was also struggling with mental issues, and Emma Roberts is in it, one of her first movies, and that is a great film, really great film. I really suggest watching that. But it's slightly toned back compared to what you see with the autism and Atypical, but I think we can both agree. Fully suggest it, don't we?
100%. I loved it. When I saw that the third season was coming out this year, I was like, yes, bring it on. Yeah. Loved it.
Keep it up.
Yeah,
more
definitely.
Did not ruin it in comparison to 13 Reasons Why, which...
Yeah, that's kind of fallen off a cliff for me.
Absolutely flops.
I'm kind of done with that, to be honest.
Yeah, not happy about that one.
If they do another one, they do another one. Just meh.
We're not excited about that one anymore, are we? Other than that, I was going to say... wait a sec.
I'm waiting with bated breath. That's what people say, isn't it?
I think that's the saying. Oh yeah, I tried to watch.
They don't say masturbation breath, do they?
I don't think so.
I'm waiting with masturbation breath.
Well, you better go use the mouthwash, I suppose.
Mouthwash? Golly gosh.
So I watched. I don't know if you watched this. Do you have Prime?
Yeah, but I don't really use it that much.
Okay.
Yeah, the main thing I've watched it for is The Boys.
Oh yeah, I need to see The Boys.
So good.
It's got a really big soundtrack I hear as well. Is Dave on the soundtrack?
Oh fucking hell, I can't remember.
Okay. Anyway, rapper.
Honestly, the first couple of episodes take a bit to get into, but once you're into it, fuck me, it's so good.
Yeah.
Same as Umbrella Academy.
Oh right,
like that took me a while to get into.
Yeah.
And then the last sort of 2-3 episodes, I was like,
you're so into it suddenly. Yeah, by the middle of that series, incredible. Yeah, we both rate that. The guy from Misfits. Oh, incredible. Nathan.
I love him so much.
A famous Nathan. Who'd have thought it?
Oh man, I love him so much.
Not famous Nick.
I was so pissed off that they wrote him out of Misfits.
I know. Why would you do that? They've really
me.
missed a trick there. Unless he was just onto better things, I guess.
Yeah, I think there was...
Which was bound to happen.
I don't know. I think there was a contract dispute or something
God.
like that. But they did do a little... I think it was like a 60-second clip of where he was.
Yeah.
And it was just him in Las Vegas. Like that's honestly, they show you where he is instead of being with the gang.
He did all right.
Yeah,
that's cool. I don't know that. That's interesting.
But yeah. So what were you gonna say? So Amazon Prime.
I started watching last year. Jack Ryan came out, and its main attraction is the fact that you've got Jim Halpert from The Office, who is John Krasinski. Who was it we were discussing last week? What's the one that he directed last year? The one where you can't say anything.
It's a quiet place.
A Quiet Place. That's the one.
It was a good movie.
And it was amazing in it. Anyway, this is marketed as kind of like a Tom Cruise style action thing, and it's just it's
I'm
bearable.
already bored.
Here we go. Exactly. I think I'm already telling the story of how I felt watching the first episode of the second series. So I managed to get through the first one, kind of thinking this is cheesy, a little Bourne-like, I guess, in parts. But all in all, you got this overwhelming sense of this is naff. I feel like the characters aren't fleshed out. You feel like he's always going to do well. The main premise is that I can't go to war. I can't be in the front line because I'm an analyst. That's the main idea of it. And then he keeps going on these crazy missions. And
I need to stand behind my computer.
I can't do this. And then he does something incredible in the office by working out everything. Like, oh, these are the terrorists. This is where we should go. And then
beep, boop,
he's surprised. He's surprised when they go, well, can you actually sort everything out and come with us and shoot them as well? And after a while, you're kind of thinking...
Me?
Yes.
You want me to do it?
You want me to do it? I just did all of the overtime and solved the case. That's ridiculous.
Bob just here beep boop beep boop.
I just do the beep boop. And after the first series, I remember thinking, this is horrible. Like, it's violently American. It's so just American, like the good guys and the bad guys. They do well to at least tell the bad guy's story in it.
Yeah.
I think that was supposed to be quite like an enlightening thing, like a groundbreaking thing for an American TV show to be like, No, actually, it's not just completely one-sided. Although you are definitely still rooting for the good guys, which is of course us. Of course us.
Americans.
America. And I started watching the second series, and I'm not going to continue with it. I've realised now how cheesy it is, and just didn't vibe with it in the same way, and just thought, actually, this was a bit of a struggle the first time. Why would I put myself through it? So I think I'll swap that for Killing Eve. Not a fan of that. I'd say, 6.5 out of 10.
How long are the seasons as well? That's kind of a
big... they're not too long for which is a really good thing. So maybe I think it was, I don't want to guess actually, only 8 episodes. It didn't feel like it was many.
So that's why I like English seasons.
Yes.
English seasons, 6 episodes.
Like Gavin and Stacey.
But Gavin and Stacey, Peep Show, Killing Eve, In-Betweeners, you name it.
Ricky Gervais show.
Yeah, it's always 6 episodes, which in some cases is good. I.e., Killing Eve doesn't need any more than 6 episodes.
Yeah.
You get the point in those 6 episodes.
That's true.
Something like the In-Betweeners, they could have done fucking 50.
I think they could have just kept going.
English people would have eaten that shit up.
Yes, every single time.
When our hometown got a mention on an episode of the In-Betweeners, I remember going absolutely ape shit. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, fucking so good.
Woking.
Yeah, I got so he makes a joke about FIFA. He says he completes FIFA, and then he says,
oh yeah,
and then Neil turns around and says, oh, but it's FIFA, you can't complete it. Oh, no, it's Football Manager.
That was it.
Yeah, it's Football Manager. Oh, it's Football Manager, you can't
complete
it,
mate.
Yeah, but when you take Woking from the conference to Champions League in 6 seasons or whatever, he says, that doesn't go unnoticed. I love it. It's brilliant.
That's so funny.
It's like, yes, Woking got a mention.
I saw Jeremy Clarkson shouting out Woking on Top Gear on a repeat the other day. I was there going,
for what?
That's weird. I can't remember. I think it's definitely not a good thing.
Oh,
it's like, okay. This is as bleak as Woking or something.
Oh, yeah. Which sounds about right.
Yeah, exactly.
But fuck you, Clarkson.
Just say some outrageous stuff back in the day.
I don't think I'll be giving that Jack Ryan a watch.
Yeah, please don't. I do not advise it. John Krasinski's good in it. That's all I'll say.
He's always good. He seems like a good fella.
You could tell immediately as I started saying it. I think we've all just seen stuff like that before.
Yeah,
I'm not very recycled. Very recycled.
I'm not a massive fan of. I like action movies and stuff like that, but I'm not. I'm not like this guy that's like, oh, I need to go see the latest action Hollywood blockbuster. I have to.
Yeah.
Give me the cars and the guns and the bombs and whatever the fuck else Michael Bay's doing.
Oh, how do you feel about Top Gun coming out again? There's a Top Gun.
Couldn't care less.
Just a second one? I'm guessing. Is it?
Yeah.
Did they do a second one?
It's just
this is the second one.
Yeah.
I can't. That's another one where you just feel like, please don't. Just leave it where
I couldn't care less.
Could not care less.
Because
I think there's overexposure with films where you've got Tom Cruise playing a badass, where you've got Jack Reacher as well. Jack Reacher, someone today at work said, oh, do you mean Jack Reacher? Those are good films. And I'm thinking, they're not really good films because we couldn't remember anything about them. Do you know what I mean? Because they're so like Mission Impossible and however many other films there are with the same kind of...
I heard something really interesting about Tom Cruise.
What is that?
So apparently, because of his religious beliefs, shall we say?
Scientology.
Yeah, Scientology. Yeah, he's got a mention. Because of where he is in the hierarchy in Scientology, when he does movies, apparently he's not allowed to be in a movie where he is depicted as inferior or in danger or something like that, because the movies that he's in, so obviously the people that are in Scientology aren't allowed to go watch certain movies.
Holy shit!
And they're allowed to go see Tom Cruise movies because Tom Cruise is a massive Scientologist.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. And so he isn't allowed to be shown in. Like, he's not allowed to be shown in an inferior way.
This is the reason he only plays
This is
the
the reason
star.
he only plays the stars. You look at his last 10 movies,
Yeah.
he is the big action hero
Holy shit.
that will win in the end.
Is it that he will say to them, like, he'll turn them down? Or is
Yeah,
it that
yeah,
his, like, contract says, I'm
No,
not...
no, I don't think it's a contractual thing, but I think it's more he turns around. Like, if you were to turn around and say to him, right, I want you to be in my movie.
A Marriage Story.
Yeah.
Instead of Adam Driver, we want Tom Cruise.
I want you to be in my movie, and I want to kill you off in the first half. He'd turn it down. He'd say no.
Yeah. Every single time, because
obviously I don't know if this is gospel truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just what I heard, and it's it's got weight behind it.
Oh, we just saw. I just thought of this. War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise, right? Segue being, there is a new series that just came out called War of the Worlds on BBC. Did you see any of that? That was the weird thing I kept thinking, was they kept mentioning Woking and Weybridge because it's all set here.
Yeah.
And it's all, like, very real to the book, and you've got the guy from Shaun of the Dead, the guy that plays, the guy that in the shot that goes, you got red on you. That chap.
Yeah.
He's old now and he's a Hollywood actor.
You got red on you.
Yeah. Pasty white guy in the first, like in Shaun of the Dead.
What's on your shirt?
You got red on you. Well, he was fantastic, and
you said you're not allowed to take personal calls in work.
Oh, yeah. Well, oh man, I can't remember what he said. He was fantastic in it, and it was gritty. It was very, very. Apparently, the actual book is just so bleak. Like the end isn't really a great happy ending either, and there's loads of just people getting mullered by aliens for most of the book. they then took Woking.
I think my favourite story about War of the Worlds is the radio story.
What's the radio story?
Surely you've heard this.
Try me.
So I think it was either in England or America. I think it might have been America.
Yeah.
Orson Welles?
Mm-hmm.
Guy that wrote the book?
George Orwell,
whatever the fuck his name was.
that was the one.
Dude, I'm not Can we cut this?
Woking. It was in Woking, so now you're never going to live it down with all your friends.
Okay, so anyway, the geezer that wrote the book, he read it out over the radio, and loads of people believed him, and they thought it was happening.
Oh my god, really?
Surely you've heard this.
When was this, like... I don't even know when...
Before
when
TV.
Right, I see. And then everybody's there freaking out.
It was before TV ago. So when you'd settle down for an evening and put the radio on.
50s. I feel like 50s.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So he read the story out over the radio.
Yeah.
And everyone just thought it was a news report.
That's terrifying.
Like people actually thought that was the news and that was happening.
Then the aliens swiftly went through Woking, decimating thousands. It was real carnage.
Well, I don't know. Did thousands of people used to live here?
Can you imagine him delivering the whole thing in that news report? All of England has now been overrun.
We will see you next time.
Yeah. Anyway, on to the sports.
Yeah. Back to you, Greg, with the weather. Yeah, it's just looking a bit overcast today.
Wait. Can we go back to that? Did he just say all of England? That's amazing. No, I did not know that.
You've made me doubt my own story now. I'm sure as shit that actually happened.
Maybe it was like a section of the book or something.
I don't know.
I don't know the whole book. Anyway, that's interesting.
Why did we get onto that?
So, if you haven't seen War of the Worlds...
We're talking about Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise.
Wow. That is a long segue.
We've certainly jumped to another level. The only thing I'd say with it, Robert Carlyle's in it. Really, really good. It's nice to see him not playing Begbie. And
Big B.
Big B.
Big V.
He slaps. It's awesome. But
literally or figuratively?
No, just figuratively.
He figuratively slaps.
He slaps, man. I heard this phrase.
Is
And
is that a thing?
I'm going to start saying it all the time now.
Oh, he slaps.
He slaps, bro.
He slapped, man.
But yeah, like I say, it's only 3 episodes. A little bit what's the word? Just morbid. But anyway, what else did we want to talk about? Did you have anything else?
Yeah, we're winding down now. We're getting into the end of the year. I thought it might be a good time to discuss big things.
Indeed.
Namely movies, obviously.
Of course.
So, favourite movies of the year. But, if you're going to do your favourite, you have to do your least favourite too.
You do.
Because you just got to.
Yeah.
So, dealer's choice. I've got a little list here.
Go on. Yes. Okay.
What do you want to go for? Do you want to go morbid first, or do you want to go nice first?
Let's go morbid first.
Okay, morbid first. So, I named this list flops. Now, I do realise that most of the movies, pretty much all of the movies I've put on here, probably made quite a shit ton of money. So you can't really say they're flops. So what do we decide that we'd be calling them?
Most underwhelming.
Underwhelming, yeah. I'd definitely take that. So if we go underwhelming,
did not live up to expectations.
In no particular order.
Okay.
These are
Number
my
10.
These are my movies that I feel really have underwhelmed me this year.
Right.
Some I'm happy about putting on this list, some I'm not. But yeah, in no particular order.
Go on. Yeah.
Avengers Endgame.
Oh.
Captain Marvel.
Wait. We've got to just... Sorry. Endgame is on there. I'm really quite surprised.
Let me get to the end of the list.
Are you going to go through the list?
I'm going to go through the list and we can discuss it. El Camino. I put that on there just for you.
So glad you did.
Just for you.
Thank you. That was the one I had.
Irishman.
Oh.
Just purely based on what we were saying earlier, with what people were expecting versus what they got.
Got you. Right.
Good Boys.
Oh man.
Which we both watched. They bigged it up so much that it was going to be the new Superbad.
That was not a
and
good
it
film.
fucking wasn't.
Yeah, just little boys swearing a lot is not funny.
Toy Story 4.
Yes, I'm glad you put that on there as well. Thank you.
X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Do you know what? I didn't see that film.
So shit.
Is it really that bad?
I could have slept.
Oh god.
All of these movies really pissed me off. Lion King, Aladdin, and Dumbo.
Thank you. They were the 3 I was gonna bring up as well.
Cannot stand Disney live action.
But you don't need to do them. We can all see what you're doing. It's shit.
Yeah. The last 2 I'm really actually upset about having to put on this list. It Chapter 2.
Oh, you were heartbroken by that one.
And Extremely Wicked, which was the Zac Efron playing Ted Bundy.
Oh, I really wanted to see that.
It was a Sky Cinema exclusive.
Oh, was that
why?
I was looking for that to come out of the cinema. I see. Okay.
No, it was just a Sky Cinema thing.
Right.
It's called Extremely Wicked something. I can't remember the whole title. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on what I've said?
This is a fantastic list. This is I was expecting there to be a few where I'm like, Nathan, come on, that was a great film. I'm totally in agreement with most of them, but some of them I'm realising like that was genuinely a really like big build up that you just felt like, what was the point? What was the point of bringing that one up?
So look, just quickly, because I did actually love the movie. Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame. No,
I'm surprised.
Okay, so I loved the movie. The only reason I mentioned it is because it physically, it literally could not live up to the hype of any fanboy.
True.
It just couldn't.
Yeah.
Because everyone had the story in their head of what they wanted to happen.
Yeah.
And pretty much the movie just went along, and everything that happened in the movie, you kind of could have figured out it was going to happen. There was nothing that happened in that movie.
Said that. Yeah.
There was nothing that happened in that movie minus. Can we do spoilers?
Let's just
The movie came out in fucking April.
Yeah,
so
I think it's fine by now.
Okay, so
if you haven't seen
Thanos getting killed in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah,
that was the biggest fucking surprise in the whole movie.
It started well, actually, because I was thinking, that genuinely surprised me. I was really there.
To be honest, it pissed me off because I was
but
literally
then it
like,
meandered, didn't
because in Infinity War they built him up to be this massive fucking,
Yes,
you know,
this is true.
he's this hellish demon.
Yeah,
And then in the first 10 minutes of the second movie, he's dead.
you're like,
I was like,
would it really have been
what?
that easy?
I was
Yeah,
like, what?
yeah.
But then when you start thinking
But he
about,
had a plan.
yeah, when you
so-
start thinking about it later on in the film, you're thinking maybe he'd let himself get killed.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's exactly it.
Yeah,
He had that whole plan, and it nearly
I
went his way.
have to think that way, otherwise I'm really disappointed.
I'm glad it was so well thought through. I think it meandered quite nicely. I think it left you guessing till the very end, and then it was. I think for a lot of people that would have been as big and grand as it could have got. I think again you could have predicted some of it, but maybe that's okay.
In no way, shape, or form am I saying that it wasn't a great movie, and I'm not saying that the things that they did in that movie weren't incredible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of them, I fucking said that I cried at it earlier.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
But at the same time, it was still underwhelming. But
Yeah.
that's their own fault, kind of, because they built this massive arc up. There was no way that movie was going to, was going to be as big as everyone wanted it to be.
Very true, very true.
It's still the I'm pretty sure it's the top grossing movie of all time now.
Yeah.
It's overtaken Avatar, overtaken Titanic.
That's not surprising.
Yeah,
actually,
which it doesn't surprise me at all. It was an amazing movie, but
well
I'm
put
just
together. Well, I think they intervened with everybody else's storyline.
Yeah.
Everybody came into it
Yeah.
quite nicely, intertwining of
So-
the characters.
that's that kind of, when I say flop, I don't mean flops.
Do you just feel with this one that the expectation you had may not have been the same for everybody else, but it did not meet that expectation for you?
Not the expectation I had, but I think it was just consensus that, if you take most people's comic book nerds' opinions,
Yeah.
everyone just kind of went to go see it and they're like, yeah, it was good.
I don't
That
think
was it. It was
yeah,
just a flat.
I
yeah,
do
it was good.
agree. Yeah,
I don't really feel like anyone could have come out of that film and been like, that was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Whereas when you went to go see Infinity War, and this is always my argument, going back to my thoughts and my feelings.
Yeah.
My argument always is that a movie is so much better if the villain gets the upper hand.
Yeah, I agree, and I think we both said this after Infinity War. We came out of it completely like I've never been in a cinema where everybody just is lost for words and can't really get over what they've just seen. And part of me, I remember just thinking, it would be so nice if that was just the end.
Yeah,
that was just it.
Yeah,
just everybody
so
died. Just because it would be so shocking and it would blow everyone away. But obviously, kids out there, was always going to be the end one. They had to wrap it up, and yeah, I can see why you would say that. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll just say it underwhelmed me. Anyway,
not a 10 out of 10. That's for sure.
I don't want to focus too much on just that one.
Yeah.
So anyone else should like to pick out
Toy Story 4, please.
Toy Story 4. So
what did you think of that film?
I don't mind you making loads more Toy Story films. Toy Story, when I was a kid, one of my favourite movies.
Yeah.
Don't mind you making Toy Story 2. Don't even mind you making Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
But should you have stopped there? Probably.
We thought that. Yeah, I definitely came out of that film feeling very, almost like it's just so disheartened that I think my main thought with that film was, if there's a writer out there who had involvement with the other three and had thought something through, where he thought this needs to be told. This is important for the storyline. I was hoping it wouldn't be after the last film, which it kind of was. But at the same time, it was going back in time, wasn't it? To a time when Woody knew Bo Peep, and then you've got this whole kind of weird storyline with Woody and Bo Peep. And honestly, I just felt like this was a side story. I didn't want to know much more.
No, I just didn't really.
As soon as it started, you could tell. You could just tell. The animation was slightly different. I thought it just felt badly thought through. it didn't have the impact. If you remember sitting in the cinema for Toy Story 3, it was making grown men cry.
Yeah, I was me personally. I was getting when I thought they were going to die.
Yeah.
We're in that little conveyor thing. I was ready to bawl
It
my
was
fucking eyes out.
so impacting, and also I think the other part of it was the kind of they encapsulated what we all wanted from it, which was this has been part of our childhood. Yes, it's been a long time for this movie, but now we're going to really close it off, and also we know that the audience has got older and you guys are probably growing up, and it kind of encapsulated that kind of letting go of childhood so perfectly. It was beautiful.
I definitely think they should have finished it with 3. Didn't see the point in 4, and I just not for me.
Not impacting.
And it really pissed me off that the consensus that I heard before I saw the movie was, "Oh, the ending's so emotional," and then I went and saw it, and I was like,
"It's not."
Have you seen Toy Story?
No, exactly. I think that's the main problem, is that they had such a great height to live up to, and they were never going to do that because Toy Story 3, and let's be honest, the whole trilogy was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But they've let us down there. I agree.
Toy Story 4
that
just
was a
I
big
can bypass that completely.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah. So any more you'd like to pick out before I start picking some?
I think we talked about El Camino last week, didn't we?
Yeah, El Camino we've kind of spoken about.
Right.
So that for me, like I said before, it was one of those movies. You can watch it if you're happy to find out more about the characters. But yeah, you could have predicted it, and you don't really need to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Unnecessary.
Irishman, we've pretty much discussed, really. Yeah. It too. That was, for me personally.
Yeah.
That was a real
potential.
I remember seeing the original, with what's his name? I think it was Tim Curry.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that when I was a kid. My parents didn't make me watch it, but I watched it with them, or maybe I was pretending to be asleep or something. I can't remember.
That film is sinister.
But yeah, it's fucking brutal. And me and my sister both hated clowns after we saw that.
Yeah.
So when it was getting brought out a couple of years ago, I was like, I've got to go fucking watch this movie. I love a good horror movie.
Yes.
And I went and watched it, and it was so funny in some places, sinister in others.
Yeah.
The cast was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
The little kid that they got from fucking Stranger Things.
Oh, amazing.
Mate, that guy needs to fucking stay that age forever because he's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I've seen him in a few things now.
The comic relief for that film.
So good.
Yeah.
He's so fucking brilliant, honestly.
We're all fortunate to have him around in the future.
I think. He plays such a different character in Stranger Things than what he does in it. And
it was really surprising.
To see his range is really great.
Yes.
For a little kid.
First one we've both, I think, really rated. Rated that film.
Yeah, really loved that first movie. I thought it was fucking brilliant.
Not too much CGI as well.
Yeah, when it was, if you know the story, then you knew that they were going to be doing a second chapter.
Yes.
But to go watch that first chapter and then it finishes, and you've just got this little pause, and then it comes up on the screen, it will return. Honestly, the screening I was in, gasps.
Yes.
Everyone was like, people were audibly excited for that movie. 2 years pass, they bring this second one out.
See the cast come out and you're thinking,
the cast. When the cast come out, everyone's like, Bill Hader, awesome. Yes. James McAvoy, brilliant. What's the ginger girl's name?
What's her freaking name? Jess. What's her name?
Fuck.
Zero Dark 30 girl.
Her.
Ginger.
Yeah,
great actress.
So yeah, people are like, brilliant. Honestly.
Yeah.
I just watched it and just
yeah. It just got worse and worse, that film.
It was good up to a point. I mean, they kept sort of telling this side story with the I can't remember his name, but the black character.
Yeah, he kept going back in time in his little book, didn't he?
Yeah, but they were kind of telling this side story, and they were alluding to maybe
who Pennywise was.
No, but they were alluding to maybe he was.
Yes, I remember this.
So what I was thinking in my mind was, he's the one that's got all of these people back to Derry.
He's the key.
He's the person that's brought them all back.
Yeah.
He's going to be involved in some way. That was my thought process towards the big finale.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh no, you didn't tell them that actually all these people died when they did this ritual thing.
It's so true.
Okay, so what? I don't care. Like I was looking for a bigger ending personally.
And it just went on. I felt like it stretched on that.
Yeah, stretched on too much.
There's a lot of weird CGI with like a big Pennywise now, and then a small Pennywise, and then it lost impact. It really lost impact. And I just
felt like it went on too long, and there wasn't. And also as well, they kind of allude to in the trailer that they're going to delve into a potential Pennywise past.
Oh yeah.
Which again, I would have quite liked.
Yes.
But
definitely.
They don't.
Yeah.
It's just kind of touched on. What you see in the trailer is what you see in the movie.
It was very surprising. Yeah.
So
Pennywise,
it was just kind of.
I felt was almost like a character of himself a little bit.
Yeah.
There was that one scene we said was good where he's sort of under the bleachers. And he calls the little kid in, and it was very, very scary.
Have you seen my fireflies?
That was the one.
Honestly, I fucking...
it just gripped you.
I honestly love... what's his name? Bill Skarsgård. Fucking...
What an actor.
He is absolutely fucking... I'm literally... I'm getting scared. I'm getting scared talking about it.
Yeah.
That is how good his performance was in that first movie.
Agreed.
And there was some moments... I think another favourite moment of mine was when he... it's a flashback with Bill Hader.
Mm-hmm.
And he's coming down with all these balloons, and he's coming down and he's going to talk to Bill Hader. I thought that was a really good scene as well. So yeah, there's a couple of good scenes in the movie, but overall, I just wasn't happy with how they finished it. I was just a bit disappointed. Yeah, that's pretty much.
I agree. Yeah, totally agree. I think that the first one you would give maybe like an 8.5. This one it just felt like a wishy-washy 6. It was, it missed the point.
Yeah,
and was well acted, but yeah.
Leading on from that then, how about Extremely Wicked? I'm going to take it you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, no.
So, for some reason or another, Ted Bundy got a real... You know, Netflix do their little crime documentaries and everyone goes mental for them.
Every single time.
Yeah, so I don't know...
kind of desensitised to it now, I think.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was... whether one sort of big out the other, but Netflix had, I think it was the Ted Bundy tapes or something like that.
Yes, yeah.
They brought out this little documentary on Netflix. Loved it, brilliant, watched it. It was really, really good. You know, just if you don't know who Ted Bundy was, which I had limited knowledge on.
Yeah, I don't know much about him.
To watch it, so he's basically a serial killer, and he became this kind of cult figure in America.
Because he was like seducing women and then courting them for a while and then murdering them, right? Yeah.
So, but he was a real seductive figure. That's the whole. So when they announced that Zac Efron was going to play him, everyone was like, "Holy shit!" But then you're thinking at the same time, well, I kind of get it because Zac Efron is a seductive figure.
See that, and I thought that made sense.
Yeah, definitely, really, really good.
I thought I was watching that awkward moment the other night. He's a good actor. Yeah, he's just a good actor.
Like personally, I've got no problems. I like Zac Efron. I think he's I think he's quite good.
Yeah.
And I was quite intrigued to see him.
Rather him do that than stuff like Baywatch.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, he's really, really good in the movie. And there are some things in this movie that they get spot on, like the dress, so the wardrobe.
Okay.
There's
I saw a poster. He's like wearing like a yellow suit or something, looking very different.
So there's a couple of points where I think I watched the Ted Bundy tapes first, and which is the real life stuff. They've got some splices of documentary. There's got splices of footage of him in the documentaries.
Okay.
So you get to see interviews with him and stuff like that. And then when you go and watch the movie, you can point out, oh, I saw that he was actually wearing that. So you can see that they've got things quite right.
That's clever.
And there's one really, really good scene where he's been arrested. He's in court, and he. The way he escapes is he asks to go make a phone call in I think it's in the library.
Yeah.
So he goes into the library to go make this phone call, and he decides that he can. So he's been training himself while he's been in prison to jump off of his top bunk onto the floor to strengthen his legs. He's trained himself for this purpose, so he can go into this library, pretend to make a phone call, and jump out of the window from the courthouse, so he can go and escape.
So how high is that from his bunk bed? Sort of height.
No.
Is it really high?
Really high.
But he's got strength.
I think it's probably about 3. Let's say 3 stories.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe 2 stories.
This is
maybe
a real risk anyway, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
No, of course. But the guy's already been arrested, and he just wants to escape.
Yeah.
But the way he's been training himself is while he's been in prison, he's just been jumping off of his bunk bed onto the floor over and over again, just to try and strengthen his legs. And that was a true story.
Sounds cool. Okay.
And yeah, the way they do it in the movie is really fucking good. And I just so the main thing with the film that pissed me off was they sold you on the premise that this was going to be about Ted Bundy, and you're going to see all this fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Even from the title,
you would definitely
you're going to
expect
see all this fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And the reason that you really wanted to is because it's Zac Efron. You've got this ladies' man. You remember from High School Musical. You remember from Baywatch. People love him. They're attracted to him.
Yeah.
Guys love him. Girls love him.
You really
He now
think...
wants to fuck him. Like everyone wants to see this guy go absolutely fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You don't get it.
Oh.
So the story is told pretty much in the vein of his wife.
What?
Not, and I don't mean that by it's narrated by her or you only see her eyes.
Okay, right.
But so I listened to like a making of or whatever of the movie, and it's more her view on the things that happened.
Okay.
So you never see him commit any murders or any atrocities, but you see all his seductiveness. You see him luring people in. You see you see his charm and his charisma and his wit and his intelligence and all that kind of stuff. And you see all of that. And the one good bit of the movie, right towards the end, she goes to visit him in prison. I think he's on death row or something like that. And she says to him, what did she say? What did you do to this girl or something like that?
Right.
And he literally gets. I'm honestly getting goosebumps thinking about it. It's a really, really good scene.
Wow.
He gets up, and I think what does he do? He breathes on the glass. I might just be making this up, but I'm pretty sure this is how it happens. Yeah. He breathes on the glass, so it fogs up, and then he writes on the glass, what is it? I really need to watch this again now.
I'm gonna kill you.
He writes like beheaded or something like that.
Ooh.
She asks him what he did.
Yeah.
And it's the only time you see. So there's a little flashback of what he does.
Finally you get it. Yeah.
Finally you get it, but
you expected for
it's too little, too late. Overall, the movie, it's I feel like it sticks to what the actual atrocities that happened.
Yeah.
But there's just not. You're sold on the premise of Zac Efron being mental, and you don't get that.
What it's making me think of is it sounds like it's a mesh. It's definitely taking the hype of the series You, and it's also taking, I think, I, Tonya. You remember how they sort of really well did. There was I think there was a documentary already about Tonya Harding.
Yeah,
and they've just done a really good reimagining of that.
Yeah,
and that was fantastic. But I can also see them thinking there's money to be made off of this handsome man who's very good at seducing women that has that dark side to them because it was so well done in You.
Yeah.
I can see why they thought this is a great idea.
However,
maybe they were held back at some point. It'd be interesting to know that it was supposed to be unrated and then they maybe held it back because it sounds like they just needed to let loose a little bit.
I don't think so. I think this film was always intended to be from the viewpoint of how much of a seductive figure he is,
right?
At
it's not
look at all these awful things he's done.
I don't think that's the same because I think if you imagine what you would have thought of You if they'd done it like that.
But then maybe because this is about events that actually happened, they didn't want to glorify what it'd done, which I kind of understand. But at the same time, don't pretend that you've got this bloodlust if you're not gonna show it.
I agree. Did not live up to expectations.
But yeah, now I'm thinking about it, there were quite a lot of things that came out this year in that similar vein. You had Dirty John. Did you ever see that?
Didn't see Dirty John.
Dirty John was good. So they did a real life thing of that.
Okay.
And they also did a Netflix series about it.
Oh, cool.
So that was, who did you have in? I think it was, who's the guy that played Incredible Hulk? What's his name?
You mean Eric Bana?
Yeah, Eric Bana. So he was in the series, and he plays Dirty John, and it's all about him meeting women online and befriending them, getting into their life, stealing their fucking money.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a prick.
Oh shit.
But you also can see on Netflix the real life thing of that. So it's quite interesting.
Another one like that. Okay.
You's obviously really similar. So I'd be quite happy to watch a few more things like that. I really, really love them. How the fuck did we get off topic?
So we were just going off of your list on it.
Of course.
Incredibly wicked.
Okay.
I just had a realization that I think. Answer this for me. Was Haunting of
Hill House.
Hill House. Was that this year?
That was this year.
I'm starting to think actually maybe it was last year. I think it might have been the year before. Anyway, I was just thinking. I think there's another series of that coming next year.
Yeah, there is.
I'm really looking forward to that.
It's
like you say, we've been lacking good horror films.
Yeah. What are they calling it now? Haunting of Bly Manor.
Manor. Really? It's changing name. Okay.
Yeah. So it's so that first series is on one house.
Okay.
Second series is on another
Different
house.
people entirely.
Yes, yeah. But I don't mind that.
That's fine. I just really like the first
good.
cast. The first
but
cast
that was I watched that majority. I kind of watched that during the day. I didn't really
you didn't do it properly then?
No. I mean as in like I didn't.
11 at night.
I did
Dark room.
Yeah, but I didn't really find the first
on my own.
First few episodes. Didn't really find that scary. No.
I'm surprised.
First few episodes didn't really find it. When it gets
some of
into
those
it,
fucking jump scares, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When it gets into it, there are some bits that get scary.
Crooked neck woman. Oh, dude, that was so good.
So yeah, and then my list kind of rounds off with Good Boys, which we both just said was just a poor attempt at Superbad. Really.
Yeah. Did not work. Seth Rogen, unlucky mate, missed out on this one.
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
So
don't have interest. It looked a lot like it was trying to be a previous one.
Yeah. So they're pretty much just trying to tell a story that they'd already told.
Yeah.
So the story
makes sense.
So the story is that 20th Century Fox were obviously they were getting sold to Disney.
Right.
And it was the last chance for them to make a bit of money. They own the rights to X-Men, so they were just trying to put something out to make a bit of money.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, poor story. They'd already told it.
That's a shame.
It flopped massively at the box office.
Yeah,
barely made any money.
Yeah, I mean the last good X-Men film I think I saw was Days of Future Past. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was really good.
Some good ones there for a second.
And then so all the live action Disney movies. Thoughts?
I think I'm hoping there are people out there that agree with me that we all felt a little bit overburdened by these remakes. They were coming out of thick and fast this year, and actually we all I know for myself as a film fan, I stopped going. I stopped watching these. Like someone was telling me they went to see Dumbo, and yeah, it must be great if you do have a kid. That's literally why you would see it now though, because it's a good story to tell your child, but it's not going to add anything for us, is it? It just isn't. I think we realise that now, haven't we?
Out of the three of the movies that I mentioned, Aladdin, Lion King and Dumbo, I only saw two of them at the cinema. One of them I have seen now, so I've seen all three of them. They're all shit.
Really? That bad?
Shit.
You could genuinely no, don't bother.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm just saying, for your standards, though.
So,
do you know what I mean?
So, take Lion King, for example. Have you seen...
It's still a good story.
Have you seen The Lion King?
No.
No, but have you... have
new
you
one?
seen the animation? Have you seen the animated... Right. Okay, so you've already seen You've already seen the live action one.
It's exactly the same.
Oh, fucking word for word, song for song.
Oh dear.
It's the exact
But the songs aren't
the
produced the same.
It's the
There's just no
exact same
point.
thing. Right, so imagine taking an animated movie,
Yeah.
making it live action, but with CGI animals. That's this.
It doesn't do anything. Yeah,
There is absolutely no change to the story at all. It is pretty much the same.
I think they
thing.
learned their lesson. Didn't they try with Jungle Book? It changes slightly. There's little things that you're thinking, well, okay, I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, that was crap as well. Didn't like that.
That didn't work either. So
Aladdin.
There is
At least,
no point.
so at least with Aladdin, so when
Yeah.
you take Jungle Book and Lion King,
Yeah.
I don't like you having real animals that are CGI'd to talk or sing or laugh or whatever.
You lose the
I
character
don't like that.
a little bit.
I don't
Actually,
like that.
what's nice about the cartoons is you get those little like
Yeah, you
quirks
can
in the
get- yeah,
cartoon that
yeah, you
make
can get-
them that character.
Yeah.
And with the CGI, a lot of the time, I thought this about that freaking what's the film? The Watership Down.
Oh,
They did it.
fucking
Do you
hell.
remember last Christmas they released a BBC thing with
Yeah.
it, and it went on for fucking hours. It was like 3 hours, and you couldn't tell which rabbit was which. There was a fundamental flaw there in that. Okay, well done. You've made a pretty. It was, let's be honest, poor animated film about rabbits. We don't need them to be animated because now we can't tell which one's which. We can tell by the voices, but actually you've made this scenario very bleak and so it's hard to see. And oh man, flop, definite flop. But I can imagine the same with these films.
Yeah, also, the only difference I would say is, at least with Aladdin, they're doing it with a cast of people, so you've got changes.
Okay.
Aladdin is a big letdown on the villain front. The guy that plays Jafar in Aladdin is fucking atrocious.
Oh no, really? I hope it's no one I like.
Aladdin, so Jafar in Aladdin is a massive, flamboyant character.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's really, really dry, witty, and he's a bit, what's the word? He's very over the top. This guy in Aladdin, he's not that at all. He is plain Jane, fucking boring.
Oh.
So I'll paint you. I'll give you an audio picture.
Okay.
So this is Jafar in the animated Aladdin from when we were kids. I'm gonna kill you. That's him. Okay?
Zany, over the top. Yes,
really
I
over the
see.
top, really zany. Okay, this is how the actor plays him in the new Aladdin movie. I'm going to kill you.
No, it's not that bad.
Oh fuck it!
Are you serious?
Promise you.
I'm
Go
going to kill
home
you.
after this finishes. Go home. Go watch it. You tell me what you think.
If they
Fucking shit.
okay, if they did that with any character in any of those films, I was just thinking Pumbaa. How was Seth Rogen as Pumbaa? Because actually, if you did the same with Pumbaa, instead of him going, "When I was a young warthog," and just being a super sort of present character,
He does that though. He does that.
good. Because if you
Yeah,
had him going, Simba, maybe you should,
When I was a young he does that, and he is over the top about it. But the thing, my gripe with that is, I can't envision a real warthog singing. It doesn't.
That's the problem with it. That's
doesn't-
the problem with Lion King, and it's why I had no interest and didn't say it. They also tried to do the whole we've got big stars in this. We've got Beyonce to sing.
Yeah.
She sings in it. It's like, I don't care. That's not the point of seeing the film.
Hey, what are kids like these days? You like Childish Gambino, don't you? Childish Gambino? Yeah. He's in it. And he sings.
He's a big name in Hollywood. You should definitely watch our film. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It's so silly that they missed the point.
But yeah, Aladdin pissed me off big time with Jafar. I thought at the start he was just being sinister. Quite sinister.
And then he's gonna bring it around, yeah.
But then the rest of the movie, he just talks.
And what about Will Smith? I saw a CGI image of him and it became a meme, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because it was that bad.
He did. He
tried.
He knew he wasn't going to top Robin Williams.
Right.
So he went a different. He played the character differently.
Right, I see.
He played it more cool.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine because Will Smith is cool. He's
Makes sense.
He's
At least
cool
they didn't
fucking
try
guy.
and do a mimicking of that. That would have been awful.
But Will Smith was good in the movie. He was probably the best thing about the movie. Aladdin, whoever played him, he was fine. He looked the part, but didn't do anything for me.
Fair.
Jasmine, meh, boring.
Yeah. I think if you know it just becomes a case of if you know these stories, then you won't enjoy these films.
Yeah.
If you're used to what you remember them being, I think for our generation, they won't have the same appeal. But I do understand that some mums out there are going, I want my child to see this. It's a good story, and that is probably a lot better than Gnomes 4. Or some of the shit they're still producing. So it makes sense.
I really, really haven't enjoyed all of these live action remakes. Please stop doing them.
For us,
even though you're still doing them. We've got Mulan next year. That's gonna be crap.
Mulan, I'll watch. I'll give that a watch. I'm gonna
just change it up.
Yeah, please make something original, Disney. Yeah, that's our message, please.
Okay, so we've gone through what I would say were underwhelming movies. I think we now need to discuss. You all good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
All good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I was just checking if the audio's still running.
Is it still going?
Still going.
It's still green?
Still good.
Green is good.
Green is good. Oh, yeah.
Little cheeky wink. Okay, so my favourites. Now, I've really had to scour. Honestly, I really had to scour around.
Super extended episode for Christmas.
I really had to scour around for this list to find some movies that I actually really like.
What? You struggled with this?
Yeah, struggled. I only picked 9 as well because I'm going to see about 3 different movies.